I break your ankles if I post up, pivot. If I'm open and I shoot it, if not, then I dish it. Give it gold and I get it right back. Mismatch, took him right to the rack. Tell you haters, get off my back. Hit a ref, blow the whistle, and one in fact. Ain't no D'ing me up when I jump like Scotty just beat.
Hello and welcome to Around the WCC. I'm Zack Farmer with Examiner.com, and we're going to break down the West Coast Conference men's basketball from the past week, and then also look forward to next week, this coming week, and see what matchups to look at, what some of these wins and losses could mean. And even though it's only November, we're only into the second week of the season, there are definitely some matchups that could make or break some team seasons going into March. But really quickly, let's just quickly go over what happened this past week. St. Mary's, as expected, rolled. You had St. Clara do the same. You had LMU split. There are a lot of different games. But the one thing I want to talk about right now is Gonzaga, West Virginia from last night. And I don't know if you can tell much from a game like that. West Virginia was just plain awful. Not to take anything away from Gonzaga, because Gonzaga played extremely well. They shot it. They forced West Virginia into a lot of turnovers, but when there are 15 first half turnovers like West Virginia had, there's more than just good defense happening. You are just playing awful. They shot 27% from the field. Well, I have the number here. It's 3 for 26 from 3. You don't shoot that bad and expect to win. This is a West Virginia team that Gonzaga did play in the NCAA tournament a year ago, and, well, they beat them pretty soundly then. So maybe it's not a huge surprise that Gonzaga pulled off this win, but I don't know if you can tell a lot about Gonzaga from this game. I mean, they did as they were expected to do. They shot the ball well, they rebounded well, and they shared it well. You had 5 guys in double figures. Maybe the only one that was a little bit of a shock was Mike Hart, who ended up with 10 points off the bench. But maybe the one thing that I looked at that game and I saw was, or the player I noticed most was Gary Bell. He really started to be more assertive in the offense against West Virginia than he had been most of last season. You actually started to see Bell's assertiveness start to show up more and more and more as the season rolled along. And that is what can be scary about Gonzaga, is that it doesn't have to be Kevin Pangos, it doesn't have to be Elias Harris. It can be a guy like Gary Bell, who maybe is just as talented as any of them. I mean, he is completely overshadowed by Pangos, because Pangos was the returning leading scorer. He's the one everyone looks to. But Bell was the best three-point shooter on the team. He was the best three-point shooter in the entire league. He shot 47% from three-point last year, and he went 3 for 5 last night. So he's already off to a good start. And you could tell from his night last night that there is no more fear in Bell. He took 13 shots, which is more than anyone on the team. He was, like I said, 3 for 5 from 3, which is also more than anyone on the team. And he still had 4 assists. This is a guy who is starting to take over, realize his potential, and is going to make a big difference for Gonzaga. But how good can Gonzaga be? I mean, looking at last night, I don't know if you can necessarily tell one way or another. West Virginia was so bad you could have slapped a Cal State Bakersfield jersey on them and you would not have been able to tell the difference. Gonzaga did what they were supposed to do at home. They have larger tests ahead. Those are going to be the ways you can tell how good this team is going to be when they get to the Old Spice Classic, when they get to other tournaments. This is where you're going to see them be able to show their potential. And because we didn't even get to see a lot of the guys that even I wanted to see last night. Przemek Karnowski, he didn't play a whole lot because he got into foul trouble. He ended up with 4 fouls on the night. He only played 17 minutes. But he was pretty productive in those 17 minutes. He had 6 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. So it's there, but last night I didn't get to see as much as I would have liked. But now going into the coming weeks, going into the next games, we're going to have to really focus on their depth. This is the one thing that really probably benefited them last night, is that they are so deep that it didn't matter that Karnowski was out. It didn't matter that you didn't get a ton of minutes from some other guys. Doesn't matter that Kelly Olynyk, who is not even in uniform yet, has not played. They have so many guys at so many positions that they are incredibly dangerous, and maybe they do make a deep run in the March, but only time will tell. Maybe there's more injuries, you never know. But alright, kind of want to move on, and we're going to take a small break. But coming up next, you got a couple teams who are going to be going into some big tournaments that could make or break their season. Even though it's November, these games could mean a big difference come Selection Sunday. Zach Farmer with Examiner.com. Stay tuned.